Welcome guys, today we have the final part of the patch preview for the second Underlord for Dota Underlord. Yes, we can see that the second Underlord we'll be previewing is ANESSIX. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it. Let's call her Annie. Let's call her Annie and let's go from here. We can see that Annie has some unique passives and spells, and the most important highlight I want to show you guys is it says that's it for today and there's no more updates. After that, they're shipping through as soon as they get the green light for all platforms, we'll have the final big update. So this is likely going to be the final new content for the new update. So 2 Underlords and 13 new heroes and a bunch of new allies. Super excited, and let's get into this patch review. So Annie summons a demon companion to attack her enemies on her behalf. What's likely going to happen is she's going to summon a demon at the start. It's like how Arcwarden summons a unit, and herself, I'm not sure if she have any attack because it says on her behalf. So maybe she's like a summoner but that doesn't attack, so she's like different to Lone Druid. We shall see. But it says but she's no bystander. Annie can cast a spell that heals with a healing buff, or she can curse her opponent. So she's more like a summoner support compared to our last champion, which is Hobbin, which deals like spell damage, fire, etc. Firstly, let's look at Annie's spell set. Her first passive is Annie generates hype, which is the resource for all Underlords, and additional amount for allied demons on the board. So the more demon there is on the board, she generates more resource. She summons a companion to fight on her side. So the companion is likely going to be this little guy, and the golem she can summon is likely going to be this guy from the ultimate skill at round 20. I am not sure if the companion is a demon or if the companion is just one of those monsters. Does it have any alliance or does it have any effects? Previously we remember Lycan summons wolves, which are hunters and also savage, which was very strong together with Lycan to do massive damage. If her companion is also a demon, that means she starts with a demon and she will be gaining the effects of additional hype. The downside is, do all the demons collide or do they change the demon alliance passive? Because previously or currently, if you have one demon on board, you do 50% more damage. Let's have a look here. So all demons gain 50% pure damage active when you have only one type of demon units on board. That means different demons will actually cancel out the demon effect. So that said, if Annie here summons a demon companion and you already have demons on board, it actually passively reduces the damage by 50% of pure damage. So hopefully they take into consideration of that. Other than that, it's great to have a companion. If this companion actually deals damage to the player, it's even stronger. Because you'll deal damage to the player and they'll die faster. And with more summons she summons like a golem, if they are also interacting as if they are Arcwarden or Lone Druid bears, they will do additional damage. Her second spell is Martyr's Boom. Annie takes damage equal to a percentage of her maximum health and provide allies with healing. I'm not sure if this is sustained healing or like a burst healing. If it's sustained healing like the Warlock's healing, this actually benefits from the alliance called Healers, which increases her healing. And on top of that, it's her maximum health. If she can take items that increases her health, that in return increase her healing, which will be amplified by increased healing again with the alliance of the Healers, with Enchantress, Only Knight, Mr. Warlock, and also, who was it? Dazzle, that's right, the neutral. So this is interesting. Firstly, she can summon units, now she can heal. Lastly, she can do damage. The Pure Pain allows Annie to target a random enemy, which is random, deal pure damage continuously for a short duration. So what I'm thinking is, this is going to be a damage over time. It's very similar to Warlock's damage, where Warlock casts Shadow Ward Pain onto a unit, and it just takes damage. I'm not sure how heavy the damage is, and if it's not high enough, it might give the enemy the chance to regenerate mana. And if the enemy gets free mana from the damage, then it casts a spell faster. But there are additional perks to this spell, which we'll look into her passive, in her talent tree of course. So she can summon, she can heal, and she can do pure damage. You can tell that she is going to be great with demons, which also does pure damage, and she's going to be buffing demons definitely with her talents. At round 20, which she receives ultimate, there's two very interesting builds here. One is Enthrall. Annie targets an enemy for her whole army, forcing them to attack this target. If this target dies, she'll bring them back as a demon to fight for her. It doesn't say what unit she targets. Does she target the strongest or the one in the front? And if the enemy dies, she'll bring them back as a demon. This is also interesting. If enemy is not a demon, they also gain the demon effect. Hopefully the demon alliance is adjusted so they still do pure damage, and Annie does provide a lot of buffs for demons. Well, which I'm assuming because she seems to be the Mistress of Secret, which is the demonic puppet master. So if she's the master of demons, she should be buffing demons. So if you happen to target enemy 3-star, the downside is, what if you can't kill it? But the good side is, if you kill it, it instantly turns a 3-star into a demon, so which is very valuable. On the other side, we can summon a demonic golem, and he calls an all-holy favor and summons a demonic golem. This golem is likely going to be a demon, and it will receive all her buffs and etc. I'm not sure how much damage a golem does and what are the stats. If the enemy have a 2-star versus a golem, is the golem going to have more stats than a 2-star unit? Because notice you are focusing on a unit. It's like Deadeye onto a unit. Everyone hits this one. Over here, you instantly gain another unit. So the plus and minus is going to be different. And again, with the focusing down of a unit, if most of her units are actually melee units, what's likely to happen is they can't engage onto this unit. You can surround the unit with up to 8 units, but it's not possible. Likely only 3 targets can hit this unit if they are melee. And if Annie has a hunter team, which will be great, because you focus down a unit, you're ranged, which really benefits hunter with Deadeye, similar cases. But if you're going for a melee build, I think maybe summoning a golem will be better. We need to test that out as well. So like Hogan, Annie comes with her own set of talents, which makes her champions beefier, tankier, buffs, and curses. Let's look at the passive for the Exploit Weakness. Annie's companion attacks now breaks her target for 3 seconds. Keep in mind her companions over here, this little guy, we can see that he's like an archer because he's holding a bow of a sort. I was looking at this picture, I was like, maybe he's an archer. If you know Dota 2, you know that the Necronomicon summon a warrior and an archer. So I think this looks like the Necronomicon archer. So breaking a target for 3 seconds means you disable their passive. This is okay-ish because sometimes you want to disable passive, but not that many units depends on the passive. Most units that depends on the passive are actually range units like Troll Warlord, Joe Ranger, Luna, etc. So disabling the passive does not seem that game-changing to me because unless you break the alliance, disabling the passive won't do that much. Unless there's lots of passives to come, which we shall see. The second part, for the pure pain, we can add on to Phantom Pain, which seems to be very strong for me. Your army gets +2 armor per level while an enemy unit is affected by pure pain. Which per level do they mean? Do they mean Annie's level or do they mean the level of the unit? The level of the unit goes from level 1, level 2, level 3 for 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, which is not a lot. But if it's Annie's level, she can be level 10, that means you get 20 armor. And if that's the case, for a 20 armor unit, you're having a 6 warrior alliance. And this is for her whole army, which is very strong. Keep in mind, the unit that's under pure pain has to stay alive for this to be activated. So it is a trade-off. If the unit is dead, then no one gets additional armor. But if the unit is alive, there's one additional enemy to fight. In return, I think this will be a very strong passive. On the other side, which I think will be alternative to Phantom Pain, is Transfusion. Annie and her champion heals for the same amount of damage done by pure pain. So if she's doing a lot of damage with pure pain, which is great, and it's going to be like a burst instant healing, but if she's not doing a lot of damage, this seems to be a little underwhelming. In the early games, healing is better because units don't do that much damage. In the later stage of the game, there's so many ways to counter healing. There's items like the Dawn Dasu, there are assassins, and there's things that reduces healing. So healing seems to be less effective compared to having more armor, because more armor means you just take less physical damage, which most builds are physical, and also the enemy deals less damage means they gain less mana. So I'm more in favor for the Phantom Pain over here if we have a choice of those two. Lastly, we have Meta's Boom with Instant Regret. Again, this goes with the interaction of breaking armor. The friendly units that's affected by Meta's Boom, which is any sacrificing whole HP and healing the allied units, when they are killed by the enemy, they will break their killer for the entirety of the fight. So if a Luna happen to kill one of Annie's units while they're under Meta's Boom, she's out of her glaive attacks. Luna is as if she's doomed. And if a Johringer does the same, this happens, so does it for the Troll Warlord and any of the passive units. Any of the units with a passive. It seems to be a little underwhelming at times because the unit has to kill your unit before this comes into effect, so it's not an instant effect. I am more favoring passives that has instant effects. But if you happen to be facing a very strong passive unit, say a 3-star Viper, or maybe one of those units you can't deal with, a 3-star Luna, then this can be a game-changing passive. So very excited to see there are over 20 talents to pick from, and there's going to be a range of choices, different talent tree. Oh, I'm excited. And I like these buff to the demons, because the demons hasn't got any love of late. I have tried to run demon comps and they're just not very strong in the late game, because you like damage, you like mana gain, and you don't do enough damage because you lose your pure damage. The demon hunters are just like awkwardly offsetting some of the damage that's lost, but you don't gain that much damage. Previously, the demons were gaining more damage with additional demon for the Terror Blade and Anti-Mage, which seems to be much better. So hopefully they do a change for the demons for this one. Maybe Annie does have a 2-set that buffs demons, as the Master of Demons, that is. And of course, because they're normal updates, we're likely going to see the patch comes live tomorrow, which I'll be streaming Underlords for sure. What we're planning to do is we plan to test out some of the 3-star units with the 3-star mode, test out Underlords, then we're going to have some viewers games, rank games, just test out a lot of builds. The hero of focus will be Legion Commander, Void, Faceless Void, and lastly it will be the Sven with massive cleave damage. We also want to see what are the Underlord that suits the most for different builds. Of course, we're going to try Annie with a demon build. We're going to try the Knights with the Hogan build, which are attack speed for the Luna, Troll Warlord, and maybe Sven. He can give attack speed. So I'm excited for those. Let me know what you think about Annie in the comments below, guys. Do you think this is a great Underlord? What about her 2 sets? And how does she compare with Hogan, which is the first Underlord we were introduced yesterday? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully tomorrow I can bring you guys new contents. As soon as I can, I'll be posting multiples of them in a variety of selection. So there will be like different test games, there will be build games, and quickly we'll have some builds and guides for the new meta to come. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.